Ah, the Sunday roast. It's a firm favourite. But is it the taste of overcooked and underflavoured meat we love? Or the happy memory of dinner with the family? I think it's time to change it up. I'm Nic Watt, and I'm an award-winning chef. I've owned some of the top Japanese restaurants in the world. But now I'm opening Masu, a brand new restaurant in Auckland's Federal Street dining precinct. That glass goes in right at the end. But if there's one thing I've learnt in the restaurant game, what works in one place...
Rice and snapper.
Oh, that's beautiful.
...may not work in another.
It's a bit plain, I think.
So to create my menu, I'm putting Kiwi taste buds to the test. In my test kitchen, I'll make 3 Japanese dishes, all inspired by a Kiwi classic. That's healthy, that's quick, sensational. Japanese food is delicious, and I'll show you just how easy it is to make. Who couldn't make this, and who wouldn't want to make this? And then I'll hit the streets. Come in, where you'll decide which dish makes it onto my new restaurant menu.
Wow, what have we done to that?
That's beautiful. This is really very tasty.
The noodles were a little bit sloppy.
No, not keen on that one.
Not keen on that one, yeah?
No.
That's a... Tonight, it's the classic Kiwi roast with a Japanese twist. Spicy lamb, ginger chicken, and miso salmon. Which one of my dishes will measure up on testing the menu? It seems like this country is built on the tradition of the roast dinner. It's a pretty simple affair, a big hunk of meat and loads of veg. But I need to find out what it is that we love about the roast so that I can tap into the appeal.
Good old family dinner on a Sunday.
Ah, gravy, applesauce.
It reminds me of when I was a kid, we'd always have Sunday roast.
Kumara, pumpkin, potatoes, veggies.
Just one of those meals that just takes me back home.
So we love the roast, but that seems to come from the association of dinners spent with family and friends. I've got to tap into their memory bank, that nostalgia. I've got to honour the foundation of that Kiwi roast. It's got to have a place on the dining room table on a Sunday. But what are Kiwis buying these days? If anyone will know, it'll be Zach at Neat Meat, a top butcher that supplies meat to many of the best restaurants in the country. I'm doing some research on Kiwi food and roasts and whole joints and cuts. Any ideas on what Kiwis are liking these days?
Yep, they're still sticking with the tradition of legs of lamb, pork loin roast. A lot of people now are getting into beef as well.
You want to show me some joints and roasted beef you got?
Yeah, sure, no problem at all.
It sounds like Kiwis are still going for those big classic cuts, which is just what they like in Japan as well. I think I'll be able to marry up the Kiwi and Japanese roasting traditions beautifully. Zach, that looks like a stunning piece of lamb leg there.
It is indeed.
Can we have a look at that one, please?
Yeah,
mate?
for sure. Beautiful New Zealand lamb.
Yeah, spectacular.
Hung it for about a week or so as well to get the best out of it.
Yep, I think I'm going to take that one.
Yep,
Take
sure.
it back with me. I'm going to test cook it.
Yep. No problems at all.
It'd be quite stunning. I'd love you to come down and have a taste.
Sounds beautiful. I'll come down for a taste for sure.
Perfect. See you soon.
Thank you.
Cheers, Zach. My head's bursting with ideas for the 3 dishes I can make, adding that Japanese twist to the revered Sunday roast. It's really easy, and I'm going to show you how. I've got to hold on to a classic cut. I've got to boost it with flavour and really take it somewhere. I think with all of this, I can test it in the kitchen and really take it somewhere quite special. For my first dish, I'm making spicy lamb roast. In Japan, they really pile on the flavours, so that's what I'm going to try. I'm also getting loads of rich smokiness by cooking it in my Japanese earth oven. But don't worry, your oven at home will do just fine. Lamb's such a Kiwi favourite. I think this one's going to be tough to beat. So first up, we're going to work on our marinade and our basting. And I've got this beautiful hot pepper paste called gochujang. It's got heat, it's got background, it's got earthiness. Gochujang is going to add a really unique flavour and heat to whatever you cook. If you can't get this, you could use chilli sauce from your supermarket. We're going to move on to our garlic and our ginger now. Garlic you want to bruise, so always try and bang the oil and press the garlic down. When you're looking for ginger, you want to look for something that's still got quite a smooth skin. You don't want to see any dried up lines, it means it's old. And we're going to cut it up quite fine because ginger's really fibrousy. We'll combine the two of them I know the ginger's going to give it that sort of nice acidity coming through. Spend some time making sure your garlic and ginger is cut down really finely. We just want to get a nice stick of rosemary. We're just going to chop the rosemary really, really fine. So while we might have some unusual ingredients of hot pepper going in there and ginger, the rosemary is going to give it that little bit of familiarity with its flavour profile. Going to add this to our hot pepper paste now. This mixture's pretty intense at the moment, so I'm going to stretch it out with 3 key Japanese ingredients. Mirin, which is really a sweet rice wine, soy sauce for that salty profile, and sake, which you can easily substitute for New Zealand white wine. It's well worth picking these up from your supermarket because I use them all the time. You can see this colours coming together. It's gone from a really deep, rich red to this beautiful sort of almost, what's that, earthy red now, without that deepness. Okay, so now we're going to put our lamb into the marinade, pop it into a nice sized bowl that can take the marinade, and simply pour the marinade over. It's best to leave this one in the marinade overnight to really let the flavour work its way into the meat and make it even more tender. What we're going to look at now is skewering the lamb so we can cook it in the beautiful charcoal earth oven. You should set your oven at home to 180 degrees. The lamb will take about 50 minutes per kilo if you want it medium rare. With all these amazing flavours and the familiarity of the lamb, I reckon this could be a winner. I'm basting it every 10 minutes or so and keeping the meat really moist and coating it extra thick and juicy. This is looking spectacular. Oh, you hear that? The sizzle of the skewers coming out. Oh my gosh. That, there's earthiness, there's garlic, there's ginger, there's rosemary, the hot pepper paste is all around it. The charcoal is just right through my mouth. That is absolutely outstanding, and that'll be a kiwi roast like nobody has tasted before. Yum! So good. 1 down, 2 to go, as I create 3 contenders for my Masu menu. Super simple. It's going to be a showstopper. But which one will the public like the most? I'm Nic Watt, a Kiwi chef with a passion for Japanese food. Yum! So good. I'm creating 3 dishes inspired by the Kiwi roast: spicy lamb, ginger chicken, and miso salmon. But which one will the public like the most? The next dish out of my test kitchen is ginger chicken. Everyone likes chicken, so it's the least risky option of my 3. I've got a beautiful free-range bird that I'll roast in the oven. But first, the glaze. I think that widely available Japanese favourite, sweet white miso, is going to work as the base. Next, my secret ingredient, preserved lemon. This really adds to the dish, but the zest and juice of an ordinary lemon is a good substitute. And we're gonna chop this up quite finely, because you can almost get that lemonade smell coming through on the preserved lemon, and that's really gonna bring out the flavour of this miso. That's probably one of the most important components in this dressing. I'm gonna add this into the miso. So the next component we're gonna start working with is the soy sauce. So I'm just gonna add about 3 tablespoons. The next process is adding sake. It's about 3 tablespoons of Japanese rice wine. So the last component is it's a nice little touch. It's something I use quite a lot, is ginger juice. You might think of ginger juice, I mean, really this rock-hard root, how on earth are we going to get juice out of it? It's really quite simple, and the beauty about ginger juice is it can enhance so many things. Ginger juice can go into a simple soup that you're making, it can go into a marinade like this. If you've got a beautiful vinaigrette and you think it just needs a little bit more oomph, then ginger juice is something perfect to use. This is a grater, like a really fine grater. We're just going to grate the ginger down. The nice thing about ginger is if you're making with it a marinade or something for like chicken and you want to leave it in there for a few hours, the ginger will actually start to soften the meat. There we go. We've got a nice, fine paste, and we're just going to squeeze it straight over the marinade, and all the juice is just going to come out. You'll see all that ginger juice comes straight out. You're looking for about 1 tablespoon. Yep. And what you want to work with is a nice free-range chicken, something that's been able to run around, so there's a little bit of muscle fibre in there. The bird's moved, there's some texture. So with the pastry brush, we just want to get it all over the chicken, all over it, inside the thighs, inside the legs, under the wings. And all we're going to do now is just pop the chicken in the oven at about 180 degrees. The chicken needs to cook for 40 minutes. While it's doing that, I've thought of a seasoning I'd like to try. I think it might just work perfectly. So a couple of good pinches of sesame seeds, because this is going to go all over the top of the beautiful roast chicken when it comes out. The second stage is the yukari. Yukari is a Japanese seasoning that's often used to sprinkle over rice. Yukari is like a salty cross between mint and basil. Get it from your Asian grocer or some supermarkets. Just give them a bit of a rub together. These are your 2 dry ingredients, so you want to sort of bruise them and bring out the oils of the sesame and those spices from the yukari. Now, chopping chives might sound like a simple job, but for me, it's actually always a good test of knife skills. And you should just come out with nice rings. And there we should have some beautiful, fine, cut little chive rings. Just plop them all in. So a quick chef's trick is just to flip your board. It's all clean, ready to go. Oh, it smells beautiful. All those lovely preserved lemon, these caramelised points. I can smell the sake. Fantastic. So we're just going to finish with this beautiful seasoning with the sesame seeds, those freshly cut chives, and the heat is going to bring out all that beautiful aroma, all those beautiful flavours. So there we have my take on a classic Sunday roast chicken. This is going to be something everybody's going to enjoy because it's chicken, but it's going to have a super twist, a nice Japanese touch to it. For my third and final dish, I'm making miso salmon. Salmon's not your typical roast, but I reckon this combination of flavours has got what it takes to win over the Kiwi public. When you're looking for salmon, really look at the fish, look at its eyes, look at its fins. The eyes should look at you like black pearls. Then you know it's fresh, you know it's just come out of the water. It should look like it's just sprung out of the water and you're the bear that's caught it. You can buy a fillet that's already scaled, but I like to work with the whole fish. Scaling and filleting can be time-consuming, but it's the best way to preserve the quality of the flesh. So what we've got here is a beautiful piece of cedar. You can smell the aroma of the cedar wood and all that oils of the cedar, that flavour of the cedar is going to start to come through. If you don't have cedar wood, it's not a deal breaker. Your oven tray at home will work just fine. For this beautiful fish, I'm going to try a marinade that uses the sharp notes of ruby grapefruit to give it that extra special something. But I'll start with a base of sweet white miso. It's about just over a cup of miso and about 3 tablespoons of mirin. The mirin will add complexity to the sweetness of the miso. Next, I'm putting in about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce to give it that rich, salty flavour. And the last part is the sake, sake is the Japanese rice wine. It's about 2 tablespoons of sake. We're looking for a nice, smooth consistency. That miso will start to darken up a little bit from the soy. There we go. That's what we want. It sort of runs off the whisk. And the last component we're going to add in is the ruby grapefruit. Now, this is going to give the miso some spike, some character. Now, this stage is not about trying to pick nice little bits off. Don't be afraid to get in there and get your fingers dirty and really drag out this beautiful flesh. All that juice, don't waste any of that. So the next stage is about putting this onto your salmon. This is really easy. We're just going to spoon it over, straight onto the flesh. The salmon goes in the oven for just 15 minutes at 180 degrees. It's as simple as that. Easy to make at home. Oh, look at that. Here's our salmon. It's looking absolutely perfect. The grapefruit's just started to catch on the miso, those caramelizations. These beautiful golden colours coming through here of the miso. The aroma of the cedar woods in there. The salmon's absorbed all that flavour. Super simple. Put in the middle of the table for the whole family. It's going to be a showstopper. Coming up, I take to the streets. Do you like a good roast leg of lamb?
Of course.
Perfect. Which one of my test dishes will be the most popular?
There was one little chewy bit in it, but the rest of it was actually very, very nice.
And become a restaurant quality dinner.
It's like rock and roll on my tongue.
I'm Nic Watt, and I'm testing the menu for my new restaurant, Masu. Should look like it's just sprung out of the water and you're the bear that's caught it. I've taken the classic kiwi roast and given it a Japanese twist, and that'll be a kiwi roast like nobody has tasted before. But which of my 3 dishes will pass the taste test? Now the pressure's really on. It's time to test the menu. And where better to do it than Auckland's Federal Street dining precinct, where my new restaurant's been built. Let's see what the potential customers want. Will I be able to tickle their taste buds, or will they think I've ruined a Kiwi classic? I've got lamb there ready to go. I'm terrified it's going to overcook. I can't serve overcooked lamb to a Kiwi public. I've got to go. I've got to get it ready. The food's cooked, and first up, my spicy lamb roast.
Right, what's he going to feed me?
Do you like a good roast leg of lamb?
Of course.
Perfect. There you go, mate. Go on, get your laughing gear on that. How is it? Pretty good? What flavour did you get there?
Mean.
That's mean? Yeah, why is it mean? Tell me.
It's a spicy, saucy.
You getting a few smoky flavours going on there, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like rock and roll on my tongue.
Yum. Yeah?
Sensational.
Tender.
Really delicious.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Lamb must have been a big roast.
Yeah.
I just can't get over how soft it is.
Absolutely delicious.
Delicious?
The flavour is, to me, spot on. Spot on, and it's perfectly cooked.
Is it a winner?
It's mean.
That's mean, yeah? Awesome. Nothing but enthusiasm for the lamb. That's really settled my nerves. Let's see if my ginger chicken proves as popular. Oh, yeah, okay, you're ducking and diving, you're swinging. Is it good?
There was one little chewy bit in it, but the rest of it was actually very, very nice.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Wow, that's different chicken than what I've ever tasted.
Oh, yeah?
Bro, that tastes perfect,
That tastes perfect.
Very moist.
Nice and smoky.
Nice and smoky.
That's beautiful. I would love to eat chicken like that every day.
I've got nods between father and son here.
Just the sweetness and just the perfect cookingness.
I do a lot of barbecue.
What do you got? Yeah, cool. Chicken fillet's nice, actually.
Just cook the out of it normally.
How does that compete with your dad's roast? Come on, be honest. Look at me when you say this.
better. It's just harsh.
Well, some enthusiasm for the chicken, but I can already see it's out of the running. It just didn't stack up against the lamb. But what about the salmon? Is it too out there for the Kiwi palate? I reckon that's just your fingers, mate. Don't mess around with that.
Oh, mate. Hey, Kiwis.
Do you normally roast salmon?
Yeah, I got a recipe for the salmon that I quite like.
My auntie in the islands would say, God gave you fingers.
Absolutely.
I had a recipe for salmon that I quite liked.
There's another one.
Absolutely.
It's a really nice mellow taste on
Yep,
top.
cool.
It's so soft and smooth. It's really buttery.
That's delicious. That's delicious.
That's delicious.
You know how I can tell this is a really good salmon?
How's that?
Because it's melting in my mouth like a good salmon should.
Where are we?
Absolutely perfect.
Absolutely perfect.
I've never tasted salmon like this.
Okay.
If
Yeah,
I
okay.
could serve that to my family or friends, I'd be delighted. He'd be delighted.
I don't believe it. Everyone's loving the salmon. I reckon it's going to be super close. Moment of truth. What are the public going to pick?
The glaze on the lamb is the most excitement.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning with the lamb, but I really like that salmon. I'm going to go with the salmon. Spice. I like the spice.
Figured I couldn't pull you away from the lamb.
Salmon.
I'll take,
with the salmon.
I'll take the lamb.
Yeah, salmon. Sensational.
I think the salmon.
Lamb,
The lamb?
The lamb, roast lamb.
Salmon.
The salmon.
You know, I'll go with the lamb.
Pick it,
Lamb.
pick it.
Yeah,
Man chose the lamb.
Lamb.
Like that. Lamb. Wow, we have a winner, and it's the spicy lamb. The salmon pushed it all the way, but in the end, the smoky, spicy red meat won the heart of the Kiwis. Incredible. We're going to clean up back here, and then I get to go back to the kitchen and work on a dish that I know is what they want. We've done our research, we've done our testing. They want lamb, they want spicy, they want smoky. I've got a result. I'm going to put it on the Masu menu. Fantastic. My challenge now is to take everything I've learned and make my spicy lamb roast into a restaurant quality dish. The big change I'm making is to swap the leg of lamb for a rack. And I'm going to roast it over hot coals, cutting down the cooking time. And I'm also serving it with a little sesame and spinach salad. Just add that to our sesame dressing. The first person to taste it is our butcher, Zach. As a meat connoisseur, he's going to be tough to please. Fingers crossed.
Probably the worst case scenario would be too spicy or too over the top or too eccentric.
G'day.
There we go.
How you doing?
Yeah, good.
Yeah? Your timing's perfect. I've got some lamb rack. I've got 5 cutlets.
Yep.
So everybody can grab a cutlet, or like you and I, we can have a couple of cutlets each and that sort of thing.
Maybe I'll have 3 and you'll have 2.
We can arrange that, no problem. After just 6 minutes over the coals, that lamb is cooked to perfection and looking irresistible. The spinach salad will cleanse the spiciness from the palate between the bites of succulent lamb. And as a final touch, I'm using a little bit of the marinade as a dipping sauce. Hope Zach likes it. There you go, buddy.
Hey, that looks great.
Yeah? Go for it. Get in there. Got the lamb rack with some nice hot pepper spices and...
That is really good. Still that hotness is still coming through, but...
You get those rosemary notes?
Yeah, right at the back there.
Yep.
Comes through, but you've still got the spiciness coming through as well. It's really good, mate.
Yep, and the charcoal, you feel the charcoal?
Yep, definitely get that barbecue flavour coming through too. Spot on, man.
So you think the dish is a winner?
For sure.
It's on the menu?
I think so.
You'd order it again?
Probably order it twice.
Go on, that's yours.
All right.
Lamb cutlets with hot pepper spices is officially tested and on the Masu menu.